Trophies have been a staple for many over the years, myself included in recent times. There's just something so satisfying about hearing that trophy pop. This wasn't always the case, as trophies didn't exist in the early days. Trophies weren't introduced until around mid-2008, that's a whole 2 years after the PS3's release. I've been trophy hunting off and on since about 2020. There are a lot of games I've never experienced, games I wouldn't think about playing if it wasn't for the platinum. It helps me broaden my horizons with the games I play, all while still getting that sweet dopamine hit. I came up with the idea to platinum a game from 3 different decades, to see how far games and trophies have come in recent years. As well as getting to try out some new games, I'll be getting 3 platinums from 3 decades, this being the 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. I have given myself a couple simple rules for this challenge. No shovelware games, a fresh game, and that's basically it for the rules. Before we get into the first game, please subscribe, leave a like, and comment any other challenge videos you might like to see from me in the future, or just leave some platinum suggestions. Each decade's game, I'll be saying some facts to see if you can guess the game. Game 1, 2000s. Originally released the 26th of October 2004. Sold 27.5 million copies. Iconic voice lines and dialogue. Most people's favourite game in the franchise. Developed by Rockstar Games and Rockstar North. The game is GTA San Andreas. I've never played San Andreas. The only GTA I've played is GTA 5. But going into this was completely new to me. I've heard a lot of good things about this game, and obviously heard the famous lines from CJ and Big Smoke, but never experienced the game for myself. But I do have to say, and I'll probably get flamed for this, but for me, GTA 5 is better. It could be maybe because I didn't have a nostalgia factor when going in, but don't get me wrong, the game was still a banger. San Andreas has 35 trophies. These include complete the story, 100% completion, a bunch of miscellaneous tasks, so just pretty much the stock standard for GTA Platinums. There are a few trophies you'll want to keep an eye out for. There are 3 missable trophies, I'll explain more when I get up to them, and a potential glitch that could ruin your 100% completion. When I was looking into it, everything I found for it was for Xbox, but just to be safe, I left the Blood Bowl tournament as my very last thing to do before getting the Platinum, just in case. So I'd suggest doing the same thing if you're worried. The worst trophy in the game by far is the gang territory, more on that later. I obtained the Platinum in 44 hours. The game opens up with CJ in an airport getting a phone call, informing him his mother has passed away, to which we get pulled over by the police where we get our money taken by the cops. We can see we have a pass for these cops. The cops dump us out of the car and we hear the legendary line.
Oh shit, here we go again.
I'm not off to a good start. I got to say, I love the clay characters and those amazing sausage fingers. Big Smoke comes in with a bat threatening us until he learns it's us CJ. Head on over to the cemetery where we meet up with our siblings. Sweet lets us know about how the gangs are getting out of hand, and we see some serious cinema unfold before our eyes. Arriving back home after being chased, we get our first trophy. I think my favourite thing about this game is the way they open the doors.
Just full of the exaggerated swagger of a black teen.
We head out with the boys to get some food and we hear another iconic piece of dialogue.
I'll have 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 with cheese, and a large soda.
Go do some drive-bys with Big Smoke and Sweet, where I fail a mission by running too far away trying to get some ammo and money, but on the other hand, I get a trophy. It took me a while to get used to the shooting in this game. My dude just kept shooting in the air. Continued on just playing through the story, and yes ladies, I am forklift certified. At this point it had been hours since I last earned a trophy, but that was about to change as I was up to my first missable trophy in the mission, Mad Dog Rhymes. We need to steal Mad Dog's lyric book, but in order to get the trophy, we need to kill all enemies in the mansion while doing stealth. I failed, no surprise, as I suck at stealth, but I was feeling a bit thirsty, maybe a bit too thirsty. Just be aware the missable trophy won't pop until you exit the mansion. Officer Tenpenny gave us a call where we needed to set a building on fire. It turns out though a girl was trapped inside and we need to save her. Once driving her back home, she becomes our girlfriend. This is needed for a trophy much later on, so make sure you take her on a date at some point. The game then decides to tease me with mission passed, then mission failed. The next mission we do is the Green Saber, a pivotal moment in the story. We get a call from Caesar telling us he needs to show us something, so we meet up with him. We see some ballers, Big Smoke, Ryder, and Tenpenny in cahoots selling us out. We remember Sweet and believe he could be walking into a trap. We rush over there to save him. He's been hit. We get in a fight section for a bit with this game's amazing shooting mechanics. We get the ballers, but the cops show up and arrest us, earning a trophy. We come back being in a vehicle with Tenpenny, who helped us escape so we can be in his debt and complete missions for him. They drop us outside of Los Santos. We do a mission for Tenpenny where we get a call from Caesar letting us know we need to meet up with his cousin. So we head to the location and we meet Catalina. She's a bit of a psycho, but who doesn't like some psycho here and there? Well, let's be honest, I'd risk it. And before you say anything, yes, even that. The next trophy I got was from the driving school, where you need to get 70% in all the driving school missions. They are straightforward and easy, with a few being an exception, but once completing them all, you will earn the trophy. Who Needs Direction is the second missable trophy. During the mission Mike Torino, we need to find Mike Torino without visiting any of the clues the game gives you. So just follow where I go, pretty much head to the airport. This is a reason I don't like missable trophies. This is a very obscure one, and if you visit at least one location without knowing this trophy exists, that's goodbye to your trophy, and you need to play, I don't know, probably like another 10 hours just to get back to this section. If you weren't lucky enough to make a save before this mission, you're screwed. I then decided to do the paramedic missions, and this will give me extra health and a trophy. I did it in Whetstone as it's a very small town, so all the patients are close together. Some do walk painfully slow, but you have plenty of time to complete this. Next up, we have the trophy, What Happens in Los Venturas, which is earned during the mission Yeah Kaboom Boom. Enter a crack house, blow it up, finish with an action star exit. They Can't Stop Us All, a nice little nod to the Area 51 meme, the third and final missable trophy, which can be earned during the Black Project mission for not setting off the alarm. Once inside, it's fine to go ham. We steal the jetpack, make our escape, and pop that trophy. So I head to Liberty City as part of the mission St. Mark's Bistro, which I think is from GTA 4, but I'm not sure. If I'm wrong, I'm sure everyone will let me know in the comments. I complete the mission and get the trophy. The final story mission is The End of the Line, where we need to break into Smoke's mansion where he's being a little bitch and hiding, make our way up 3 stories fighting enemies along the way, where we confront Big Smoke.
Hey, Smoke! Hey, CJ, I was wondering when you would show up.
I'm here to take care of your fat ass. Then I'm gonna take care of your friends in the police department.
Tenpenny crashes the party, demanding money, but we use Speech 100 and escape.
Oh, I almost forgot, Carl. Time to die.
Sweet!
What?
Following this was a janky fire truck chase, and Tenpenny gets a game over, ending the story of San Andreas. Now it's time to do the long cleanup. I probably went about doing this 100% completion in the worst order possible, but I got it done nonetheless. I started off with finally buying my first house, followed by the NRG challenge. Trophy states it can be done on the BMX or NRG. Both are needed for 100% either way. I then got the Chick Magnet Trophy, something I'm not used to, but I got myself some comfort food. I went on to do the taxi fare missions, where you need to complete 50 taxi fares, nothing too difficult, just a bit time consuming. During the taxi fares, I earned a trophy for being a good boy for 24 in-game hours. Plus the taxi trophy shortly after. After earning those 2 trophies, I thought I should reward myself with some food. This is where I decided to move on to getting the collectibles, as they did have some benefit to them, namely the oysters. Collecting them will make it so the girlfriend dates ignore requirements, meaning no matter what you do on the date, they'll invite you back for some coffee, which isn't needed for the girlfriend trophy, just gotta wingman my boy CJ a bit. While collecting them, I had a bit of an accident though. I did have a few glitches and bugs while doing my playthrough, nothing too major, just some funny ones here and there. The only major one that got me worried was one of my missions got glitched and wouldn't progress. I blew myself up to restart it, didn't work, I closed the game and reopened it, which sort of helped as it procced the next event in the mission, but it was still glitched. Lucky though, it progressed just enough that the enemies actually spawned in, meaning I could kill them. But other than that, and a few random bullshittery, nothing happened that was game breaking, thankfully. Anyway, I got a perfect dance routine here. Then across the road was a basketball court. So I thought, you know, perfect time to knock out that trophy. And oh boy, was I wrong. I went into this thinking how hard could it be, and I got humbled hard. I started out strong, sinking them, feeling good, then I don't know what happened, it went downhill. It always seemed to be at the same spot too. I was actually tempted to leave it and come back to it later, but I stuck to it and embarrassingly got it after 3 attempts. I went on a date at least once with all the girlfriends in the game, my favourite being Millie. She was very adventurous, you could say.
Come on in. I'm ready for you.
You been a naughty girl.
Oh, I know. I know.
Spit it out, filthy worm.
You'll never break me.
Hey, if you good, I'll punish you more.
Get ready for a checklist of missions. So I did all the races, the flying tournaments, made me want to jump off a bridge. They angered me so much, or one in particular with this stupid jet one. I attempted this one so many times, I ended up doing the entire race with my landing gear down, as this actually made the jet more maneuverable, making it possible. But this was most likely a skill issue on my part. I did all the quarry missions, the trucking missions, pimping missions, valet missions, courier missions, the Mount Chiliad challenges, the shooting range challenge, the BMX challenge, and the stupid train mission, followed by the boat school and bike school. While I was trying to take over every territory, I got the maximum respect. Speaking of the gang territories, these have to be the worst thing in the game. They take so long and are very boring.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
I do have a bit of a trick for them though. While you're out taking the territories, there's a chance that one of your hoods can get attacked. This means you need to head to that hood and defeat some enemy. But here's my little trick. If you go into one of your owned houses, save the game, and come back out, the under attack hood will be gone and it'll still be under your control. So I did this anytime one of my hoods got attacked. But finally, it was over. I was still a fair way away from the weapons trophy, which had me get every weapons skill to Hitman. All I did was shoot a car in a garage when I was about to explode, let the door close, rinse and repeat this until everything was Hitman graded. I went on to do the fire truck missions, which were actually the best of the bunch and pretty fun. Then went to do the vigilante mission. This is where I stole a tank to make it a bit easier. Stealing the tank got me 5 stars, so I killed some cops to get 6 stars for that trophy. I saved my game to lose the stars, then proceeded to do the vigilante missions, which were also pretty fun. This next trophy is quite a long one, the export list. If you don't know what this is, it's basically where you need to find vehicles, bring them to the docks, and load them onto the boat. There are 10 cars per list, and you need to do 3 lists for a total of 30 cars. So it's not hard, it's just time consuming. But once delivering the 30th car, we get a nice payday and a trophy. Next up with the gambling trophy. I did the horse racing first, which was all RNG, and my luck sucks. This one took me a while. Put the max bet on red and won, followed by winning on the Wheel of Fortune.
You win.
At this point, all I have left was 2 trophies, the 100% completion, then the save file while having an existing save at 100%. The only thing left were the tournaments, which I left for last as Blood Bowl is known for being glitchy, and can potentially lock you out of 100% when you complete it. You can crash your game, then your autosave will load you back into the Blood Bowl event at the start. Once I completed the event, it actually worked for me, so I popped the 100% completion trophy, started up a new game, unlocking that trophy, which was followed quickly behind by the Platinum.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Game 2. 2010s. Released 24th of April 2017, 3 million copies sold, part of a trilogy, Niche Mechanic, developed by CI Games. The game is Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. I bought this game a few years ago in a bundle for pretty cheap, but never got around to playing it, so this seemed like the perfect time. The simple yet satisfying slow bullet camera is always a good time. The game has 48 trophies, with 1 missable, and I got the platinum in 16 hours. Like most games, we need to complete the tutorial. We are with our brother who explains the game's mechanics to us, as well as some dialogue between them explaining their relationship. I somehow missed my first shot I've ever taken in this game, but it can only get better from here, right? We run through the level and end up running into a trap, where a man greets us as if he knows us.
You know, Mr. North, I believe the best of us are also lucky. 1, 2.
I guess my RNG is pretty good, but they take our brother and knock us out,
Until next time, Mr. North. Don't kill him.
popping the first trophy of the game. This game is broken into 4 acts, each with their own trophies tied to beating them. So while I'm playing through the story, I'll also be focusing on doing as many miscellaneous and combat trophies as I can, as well as picking up any collectibles I come across along the way. The first mission tasked me with going to a gas station to take out a couple of Russian gun runners. While doing so, I somehow got a penetration kill. When exfiltrating this mission, I found my 5th point of interest. We meet an absolute baddie who we have some history with. We asked her to help us locate our brother, and she reluctantly agreed.
Over the past 6 weeks, CIA, BND, and Mossad have all identified a man fitting Robert's description in northern Georgia.
That's it? Jesus, John. You took this assignment because you think he's here, didn't you?
Robert's my brother, Lydia. He's family.
What do you need me to do?
I found my 10th point of interest. Point of interests are marked on your map as question mark. They are very easy to find and there's plenty of them, so getting these trophies come naturally. I was a crab for a kilometer and then I wasn't for 10. It was at this point I did the 2 out of the 3 missions needed for the missable trophy. The last mission doesn't unlock until near the end of Act 2, so just keep playing through the story in the meantime. Onto the last mission of Act 1 now, and I need to break into a train depot and steal the transport manifest. I love the kill cam things, they're amazing. Once acquiring the manifest, I need to dump fuel from the tankers, then blow them up. We head to a new part of the map where we meet another baddie. The devs must have loved their jobs. Heading to the mission, we must meet up with Lydia and they try and work out their issues.
Arrived yet? The guy is first on the scene.
I'm here to do a job. That doesn't mean talking.
I thought we patched things over.
I fucking waited for you.
I'm a shithead. An asshole. A fucked up piece of scum.
Right on all counts.
We head to the wedding where someone must have objected to these two being married and the groom gets his head popped like a watermelon. While we are on the topic of things popping, the Act 1 trophy did. This transitions us into Act 2, where we need to investigate who the killer was. This means we need to stealth our way through the town as we are suspect number 1 in the murder. While making my way through the town, I get my 25th stealth kill. Tried getting this guy to sit on his mates, but he wouldn't. What a great friend, but he did give me a trophy, so I'll call it even. Just down the road, I get another trophy for more point of interests. We head up to an old church on a hill where the killer took the shot. We follow the trail which leads us to a little cemetery with a sick looking helmet on top. While inspecting it we see the name Amazi, quickly followed by a sniper shot. This time it was at us. The sniper misses on purpose to send a message, but I'm stupid so I finish the job for him. I head up a mountain to listen in on a conversation between two leaders. When killing one of them, I get a trophy for killing 25% of the most wanted. Heading on over to the quarry where we need to locate Avas. When we enter the quarry, we find an interesting place, getting some intel off the owner. We need to make our way over to the barracks where there's an underground facility, and upon entering it, to the guy from the beginning of the game, one who kidnapped our brother, and he is holding Avas hostage. He once again wants to play a game with us. I'm no betting man, but I don't have much of a choice, as we want to find out any information we can about our brother, so we play his little game. And he goes to an eternal sleep.
3.
But it turns out Avas is Lydia's grandfather.
This old bastard is all I have.
I also got 25% of the collectibles. During the mission in the lair, I unlocked 2, one for flying 5 kilometers with my drone, and another for tagging 30 enemies with tagging bullets. The lair mission has some issues. My game froze. Some people even report that once they complete the mission, their game freezes. Complete our objective and head out to escape. We enter a cutscene with a massive plot twist. And to be honest, I didn't even see this one coming. I could just be stupid.
I am Armazi. Fuck! I really thought... Thank God, Robert!
That's right. Amazi is our brother. He's now an enhanced super soldier. It was all done by 23 Society.
Unbelievable stuff. That helmet I shot out of your hands? If you held up a donut, I could have shot clean through the middle hole.
Yeah, sorry, pal, but no one is that good.
You see that hawk up there?
No.
Earlier on, I mentioned the missable trophy and how the last mission doesn't unlock until near the end of Act 2. Upon completing the mission in the lair, this will unlock the third and last mission called Clear Out. Upon completion of this mission, it will unlock the singular missable trophy. When I finished the mission Clear Out, I was in the perfect spot to get the 500 meter kill trophy. There are actually 2 trophies tied to getting a kill from 500 meters, but me being stupid, I didn't have the right sight on. I only got 1 trophy. So I'll have to come back to that one later. I decided to attempt the triple collat trophy, but I kept failing. I couldn't get them to line up, and when I did, they'd move last second. When I failed one of the shots, I ended up getting the point blank trophy instead. This is also where I completed Act 2. While in the first mission of Act 2, I got the bullet sponge, and this is where I also decided to quickly farm out the Death from Below trophy. Get to this point where you need to climb up where a guard is keeping a lookout. I did a Death from Below kill, then restart from checkpoint, beating these 5 times to unlock the trophy. I found some wildlife and got the trophy for 150 organic samples. Get 150 and the trophy doesn't pop like mine. Let's keep going as it needs to be 150 samples manually collected. I got the trophy to pop, I had 185 samples. I needed to locate the mayor. Before I did, I lured 30 enemies with lure bullets. Curl interrogated the mayor, intel on 2030. He reveals some American engineers have been abducted. They were meant to be repairing a dam, which is BS.
Were abducted.
American engineers.
Yes, non-military. They were repairing a dam or something, but that's all I know, I swear.
Flostov. Rings a bell, doesn't it? Where is he?
I've never heard of anybody named Flostov. Fuck! It fucking hurts! Stop!
Flostov. Dr. Sergei
Raquel.
Flostov.
Raquel.
I don't fucking know who that is. I don't fucking know who that is. I swear to God, please!
What the fuck was that?
He wasn't going to talk without the proper motivation.
Don't give me your bullshit about motivation. You knew damn well what you were doing.
Did it not work?
You do not abuse prisoners. You fucking know that.
Did it not work?
A group of engineers, Americans, were taken by separatist forces not far from here. We find them, we find our way directly to 23S.
That easy?
That easy.
See? It all worked out.
I headed to the dam where the engineer is being held captive. I got the tagging enemies with camera trophy, as well as a lovely game crash. Okay, so for the second time I was doing the mission, I came up against an invincible enemy. What is this? 2 shots and then the third one put him down. I had to go through a long-ass maze to get to the 23 Society lab, where I needed to find Dr. Sergey, the person Raquel was torturing the mayor about. Finally find him, we question him on why he's helping 23 Society. He had a pretty valid reason.
I have an aversion to being shot.
But he helped them create the super soldiers.
Specializations is virology. They wanted me to develop a viral means to induce specific genetic mutations in humans. They used it to enhance the soldiers' combat capability, giving them superior strength, improved stamina, increased reflexes, and so on.
So I don't know if I'm just being dumb, but the objective spells Dr. Sergey as G-E-I. In the subtitles it's spelled G-E-Y. Is that a mistake or am I just dumb? Because I did notice quite a few mistakes in the subtitles throughout the game. During a side mission, Burning Bridges 1, I took the time to get the vehicle kills. I went through this place just running everyone over and either dying or restarting checkpoint. As I respawned close by, I just fast traveled to the nearby town to get a car. Rinsed and repeated this a few times to get the trophy. Went to the slaughterhouse to free the American soldier. While there, I got another Mo trophy. We find him, he's beaten up pretty badly. He says Sergey did this to him. He's the leader of 23 Society.
Their leader, Sergey Flostov.
What? Raquel, can you hear me? Raquel, you're in danger. Flostov is leading 23 Society. Raquel. Fuck.
Raquel has been kidnapped by Sergey, and he says he's going to remake Raquel into one of the super soldiers. Let's go rescue her. I was doing a side mission where I got the second 500-meter kill trophy,
Sniper's down.
as well as all the side missions located in the village region. Killed my 20th enemy sniper, followed by 20 death from above kills. I then let the enemy destroy my drone. We need to rescue Raquel. We do some recon and take out enemies to thin the herd. Raquel starts to get moved. This is where we take our chance to take out the guards escorting her. And cover her and Lydia as they make an escape. Once I kill a few more enemies,
Ooh.
meet up with the two of them. Can't tell me they aren't these two. Find the Black Widow who was the bride from the wedding. She promises to tell us where our brother is if we kill David for her. Firstly, I sacrifice my drone. I complete all damn region side missions and max upgrade my drone. I went to kill David for the Black Widow. Once I infiltrated this base, I found David and pretty anticlimactic, honestly. I don't know what I was expecting or why I was expecting anything insane to happen, but I just endgamed him way too easy, I feel. This is it. We have arrived at the final mission in the game. We need to enter an underground 23 Society facility which has a nuclear reactor inside. We will need to shut down the reactor and try and make Robert snap back to reality. Once entering the site and taking out the guards, above, we get into the elevator. While riding it down, the ground starts to shake and Raquel tells us one of the generators have exploded, disabling the reactor's cooling system. As I'm making my way through the tunnel, the reactor core becomes unstable and goes into meltdown, so we need to quickly shut it down before it blows. Upon reaching the reactor, we find Robert and Sergey talking about leave, but Robert refuses. We try and talk some sense into it. He gets unbrainwashed pretty easily, to be honest.
He's trying to manipulate you, Robert.
They killed her, Rob.
The 23 Society wanted to break you, to tear you down to nothing, and reshape you in their image.
Mila died of radiation poisoning. After that drone fiasco in the Congo, we tried to save her. She died in your arms.
There's never been a U.S. drone strike in Congo. Vlastov kidnapped and poisoned her himself. All this is just to break you. He calls such an event the Pillar. I can prove it, Rob.
Sergey?
He's trying to manipulate you. Robert North is dead.
Is it true?
You are Armazi of the 23 Society, and
Is it
together
true?
Yes. The death was a necessary evil. We had to free you from your old life, Robert.
Robert, they took him.
And Rob sacrifices himself to stabilize the reactor so we can leave.
John, are you alright?
Rob! Rob, what the hell are you thinking?
Don't!
He'll die!
He's already dead. I'm sorry, but it's true. I'm so sorry.
Rob!
Should be safe. Go home, John.
Come on, John. It's time to leave.
After credits roll, there's a small ending cutscene.
You'll be back at base soon. ETA 17 minutes.
Copy.
You did well, Mr. North. It was a privilege to walk alongside you.
What will you do now?
I'm going to find them all. The Society. I'm going to find them and make them pay.
Now the story is over, I went through and completed the remaining collectible trophies. The 50% collectible, 75% targets, then all collectibles, and all targets. The only trophies I have left at this point are miscellaneous ones, so let's smash out the remaining trophy. I went to the island and opened the treasure. Did the driving trophy next, where you need to drive 100 kilometers. So I just hopped in a vehicle and drove around the map until the trophy popped. I was finally able to get the triple collat trophy. I crafted my first item, then crafted one item from each category, bought all primary weapons, all secondary weapons, and last but not least, all the pistols, followed by the platinum. Game 3, 2020s. Released 23rd of April 2020, 415,000 copies sold. Indie game, developed by Ion Land. The game is Cloudpunk. This game genuinely surprised me. I did enjoy it. The story was decent, a nice chill game with a great futuristic setting, and I loved the art style. The developers actually have another game coming out called Nivalis, which I didn't know was somewhat connected to Cloudpunk, as I had heard of Nivalis prior to Cloudpunk, but now I've finished Cloudpunk, I'm very excited to give Nivalis a go whenever it releases. Cloudpunk has 31 trophies, topping 6 missable trophies. No pressure trophy can potentially end your game, which is insane. You need to complete 4 timed deliveries, and if you miss even one delivery, that's it, game over. The game starts out with our character, Rania, speaking to Control, who will be with us for the entirety of the game, explains the basics of our hover, and welcomes us to Cloudpunk, the name of the delivery company we work for. He also sets a nav point for us to head to. Upon arrival, we pick up a package from the Cloudpunk HQ, and we set off to the delivery point. Once reaching the drop-off location, I get my first trophy. Whenever I land at a location, I collect everything, as it would decrease the collectible cost later on. We pay to get our ship's AI replaced by Camus. Once we're paying the huge sum of money to get Camus transferred, we need to wait. Time is up, Camus is transferred to our hover, and the game transfers me a trophy. While I was out exploring, I met an interesting character.
A sex worker? Yes. A dominatrix.
Spoke to Tico, who is needed for a trophy, but we'll have to meet him at different locations. This needs to be done with multiple characters, but they are all at set locations. Just explore or use a guide, and you'll find them no problem. We get a package we need to pick up from LifeCorp Industries. He starts communicating with us, and identifies himself as William. He just yaps the entire trip, but he's needed for a trophy later. Once delivering the package, we head over to our apartment where we meet Evelyn. She has lost her memory. There are 2 trophies tied to Evelyn where we need to find punch cards for her. We enter our apartment, which, guessed it, has a trophy tied to it. I'm required to deliver a package to Lomo, who's pretty feared within Nivalis. He seems to like us though, and doing the Never Slow Joe quest, take the converter to Emmett, sell it for money. I gave it to Emmett as he'll fix my hover for free later on in the story. This icon right here is a rare video game tape. Make sure to pick this up. After finishing the Never Slow Joe quest, you're told to get coffee. The place it takes you to have a character named Haldo, who you need to give a candy bar to. Some people say this is missable and some say it isn't. It's better to be safe, so just do it while you're here. You can buy a candy bar close by from a merchant for $5. You enter the teleporter to go to the lower level. You can find Danya. When you give the rare video game tape to, you get a trophy. When I finally buy that coffee, I get yet another trophy.
Good.
I also collected my 20th punch card for Evelyn. While I'm parked going to my nav point, Camus comes over the comms.
I am being stolen.
Camus, did you get bored?
No, it is true. I am being stolen.
Shit, really? Lock the doors.
They are already inside.
Tell them to get out. Threaten them. Pretend you have an anti-theft subroutine.
They can hear you.
Why am I on speaker? Camus!
I am taking off. I am frightened.
Deactivate the Hava.
Can't. Hacked.
Hava, Automata, eject custom personality Camus data drive.
Eject? What if I fall into the ocean?
Then you'll float, I think.
You think? What if I get...
Damn it, eject Camus data drive, now!
Drive deactivated and ejected.
We eject his data drive, and we call control letting him know of our situation. He tells us we've been driving a crappy old model and the company has a great replacement plan. He goes on to tell us that we can go to Grimm's Hover Mall, where I can pick up any hover I want, at cost covered by Cloudpunk. So I do just that. We install Camus once again, but this time we charge the 1500 limbs to Cloudpunk. On our way to get our new hover inspected, CorpSec disables our hover for an apparent data access violation. The CorpSec guard is explaining what will happen to us in our vehicle, and all of a sudden the CorpSec vehicles explode, with Lomo coming over the comms explaining it was him and his hacker Rubric.
Must be worried about how...
Lomo sets a nav point to meet him. As he helped us, we need to help him. Rubric and Lomo say we need to make a delivery beyond a null gate, which is impossible as they scan hovers on a molecular level. Rubric agrees. The null gate can't be fooled, but the guard operating the gate can be, which is very easy. They do seem to get sus. Then the guard begins to malfunction, which I had to guess was Rubric hacking him.
I'm sure it will be...
I'm just going to check the scan.
Officer?
I'm just going to check the scan.
Camus, I think Rubric's...
What is wrong with him?
I don't know.
We enter the gate, netting us a trophy.
Every time I ask...
We drop the package off. Before we can leave, the exit gate becomes locked. Needing to find our way out, we look for a ticket machine. So we head to an old terminal which seems to know our name. It turns out this is Cora. Cora explains some story and lore. Once finished, unlocks the gate. When I exit, Control calls letting us know of another delivery, which I need to deliver to a CEO. It turns out the package is a pizza. The CEO is appalled that the last delivery had pineapple on the pizza, so I've got to agree with him on this one. When the conversation ends, Camus will talk to you about changing a sign, and this is where the first missable trophy comes into play. We need to go through with the prank. Once you change the sign, the trophy will unlock. Just after the prank trophy, when entering your hover, Roll calls you telling of another job about delivering emergency rations to the vents. Upon delivering all 3 rations, it unlocks a trophy. I exit the vent to which a stranger calls us, who is known as Huxley, and he speaks like a detective from those old black and white movies. He only speaks in metaphors, but gets annoying pretty quick. Basically, he's trying to save a girl and wants our help. You agree and pick him up. The dad of the girl who Huxley was hired to save comes on the comms and abuses him, saying to hurry up and find her. While this is all happening, I buy all upgrades for my hover.
24 hours!
After doing a few things for him, he leaves, but he'll be back. I gave a dating flyer to Douglas, and Huxley is back. Yay, you have to go pick him up. I delivered a ring that was on a hand to this person, and I spoke to the engineer for the 3rd time. Picking up Huxley, he's missing an arm, and says Raguan's goons did it. We must drive him to safety. On delivery, we call Control to ask for help on getting an address of Peter. Control is reluctant, but sends through the address. I enter my hover where we get a call from Agent Rio. It is at this point this is the first time mission you need for the No Pressure Trophy. You need to make your way to Caldon within 60 seconds to escape his range. The first time mission is done. Heading to Peter now, Control tells us the CorpSec networks are down, and there just so happens to be a security checkpoint between us and our destination. We going on foot, I'll just be able to make it through. This particular checkpoint, an android can't go through without a human escort. So we tell Huxley to shut up and not speak. Peter explains the girl isn't his daughter. Agent Rio wants the girl. The girl herself isn't important. The only thing he cares about is the chip in her head. Huxley explains he can't leave now as the security checkpoints will flag him, so we just ditch him.
Well, call me if...
Control calls us to say the next job isn't personal as we need to enter a quarantine zone to rescue some survivors. This is the second missable trophy. We need to make sure we save the doctor in order to get the trophy. Control also states that we need to try and save some people that can cover their extraction, basically the rich. When in the zone, you need to speak to everyone first, then you can choose the 3 people to save. I chose the doctor and 2 other people who I thought were the richest. We once again meet up with Huxley. This time he has the girl, Pashta. On the trip, Pashta explains how her dad had her memory erased as she heard some information she shouldn't have in one of his meetings. But he erased too much and she hates him now. We make it to the hideout and Huxley talks about self-destructive. Requires a certain set of words. Then the truth comes out that Rio is Pashta's dad. He refused to hand over Pashta. Momo comes over the comms and says the phrase to make Huxley self-destruct. This is where it becomes the second time mission. When the conversation ends, we need to make it to the vents. Get enough time, just use the boost and check where to go while they do that long ass conversation.
You said you had 5 minutes.
How could I tell her that it wasn't as easy?
So tell me what
We needed the dame to look after her.
do you mean?
Truth was, only the girl mattered.
I can't do
The dame protested she had to get
Damn it, Huxley.
married. I told her to get back. I was able to insert a line of Iranian.
We drop Huxley off at the vents and take Pashta back to our apartment. Paul gives us a call with another job, where we have to be a taxi service once again. We pick up a passenger named Dolly, who's a pop star. We need to make a choice to drop Dolly off at the TV station or the train station. I chose the train station, but no matter what you choose, you'll get a trophy. While I'm at the train station, it so happened Mala was here, who you need for a trophy, by giving her a trading card.
It's not like...
You need to head back to the apartment to help Pashta. This is where you get another missable trophy. You have the option of buying 5 water bottles, bring back for her. I had brought them previously, so the trophy just popped when the optional nav point came up. Back at the apartment, you speak to Pashta. This is where the third time mission happens. Roll will come over the comms saying we need to get out of the area and we only have 60 seconds to do so. But you can drive while he's talking, as the timer doesn't start until the conversation ends. You have plenty of time to reach the destination. I was around the corner when the time actually started. As soon as Control hangs up, we get a call from William, our old friend from earlier, the head in the box. He wants our help. When you help him, you get a trophy. These trophies are like rapid fire. As soon as someone hangs up, someone else calls another mission for us. This time it's Control with our 4th and final timed mission. We need to take a beating heart to a location. You can buy some stims for the merchant just near where you pick up the heart. Pop them, then pick up the heart. These give you a little bit of a speed boost. Once again, you should have plenty of time to deliver the heart if you're following a guide like I was. Once delivering the heart, the no pressure trophy will pop, meaning the rest of the game is a cakewalk. Cora calls us and says some story-related information to us. Then Control calls us as well, and we have a conversation with him. He's a legend. We head up to the clouds and speak to JK, also tells us story-related information, and we must choose what to do with Cora. Send Cora's offspring to another city or overwrite Cora. I'm not going to show what I chose and not reveal too many spoilers, but once making our decision, we get a trophy. Then another one for completing the game. Okay, here goes some quickfire trophies. Firstly, I brought all apartment upgrades, sold an instrument to Sabra, located Tico for the 3rd time, and returned their memory card to Janet. This next trophy is a pain in the ass. You need to discover all unlockable locations around Navalis. Sounds easy, and while it technically is, there's no way of tracking which places you visited and which ones you haven't. It's basically just fly around trying to find new locations. You may have visited some locations, but they might not have counted as you didn't go to a very specific spot to trigger the name pop-up. I ended up finding a good guide on the Steam Guides tab, which showed all the named locations and highlighted them in different colors to make it a bit easier. This really helped me unlock this trophy. And finally, after I don't even know how long, it felt like forever though, I unlocked the trophy. Headed back to Evelyn to hand in those last punch cards to restore her memory, and at the same time unlocked the platinum. I really enjoy all these games I played in this video. Cloudpunk surprised me the most. I would recommend all these games if you pick up the platinums for yourself. If you've watched this far, please subscribe, leave a like and comment if there are any other games you'd like to see me platinum in the future.